Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. Greetings from the road covering Paris-Nice. Hopefully everybody's been able to get a chance to watch it. The first two stages have been absolutely brutal. Arnaud Demare, big news for French cycling, in the lead of Paris-Nice, winner of stage number 1. Very, very dynamic, competitive race because of the bad weather and the crosswinds especially that have demolished the peloton and demolished some of the hopes and dreams of the pre-race favorites, most notably Richie Porte of the BMC squad, flying in the Tour Down Under. Solid month of training, looked to be the preemptive pre-race favorite, but today on stage number 2, lost a big chunk of time. Lost time on stage number 1, not quite so bad, and it was right in there with the other favorites like Alberto Contador and Ilnur Zakarin. But on today's stage number 2, Richie Porte losing over 15 minutes, and any hopes of winning Paris-Nice. Could salvage the week of racing with a stage win in the mountains or the time trial on stage number 4. It will remain to be seen how long Richie can hang in the race in Paris-Nice. And generally, once it starts going bad, it just continues to get worse, especially when the weather has been so miserable as it has been during Paris-Nice. FDJ, really impressive riding in defense of Arnaud Demare and the leader's jersey. They've been battling it out in the crosswinds with teams that historically have been much more proficient at that. Teams like Quick-Step, Lotto Jumbo, Lotto Soudal, the Belgian teams that race in the north and the crosswinds all the time, should have theoretically an advantage. But Arnaud Demare and his French teammates on FDJ have had a great Paris-Nice so far. A major signing for FDJ in the offseason, Davide Cimolai from the Lamprey squad, which disintegrated. So Cimolai has been a great ally for Demare, has been right at the front of the proceedings in the crosswinds, and that is very tough to do on such hard stages. So hats off to FDJ so far. Tomorrow, presumably another sprint stage. 3 sprint stages to start Paris-Nice this year, the first 3 in a row. So it wouldn't surprise me if Arnaud Demare stays in the jersey after tomorrow's stage. Marcel Kittel has not been a factor in the sprints. Andre Greipel, not a factor in the sprints either. Alexander Kristoff, 3rd on stage number 1, has been a factor with his teammates, controlling the breakaways in the finale and going for the sprints, but so far, no success. And the last chance for the sprinters on tomorrow's stage, and in all honesty, it's been maybe the best field of sprinters throughout the whole season, but really struggling. Everybody except Arnaud Demare, Dylan Groenewegen, Michael Matthews, Nasser Boani, Kittel, of course, Greipel, all of them really struggling so far in Paris-Nice. And the GC riders have had a rough time also. Alberto Contador losing time on the start of today's stage number 2. He had a very difficult opening 2 hours where he was yo-yoing off the back, in the group, off the back. The field split so many times it was hard to keep track of where everybody was throughout the stage. But Contador's teammates came to the rescue, paced him back into the front before the finale, and that's where he finished, right in there where he needs to be against his rivals. I'll tell you who's looking the best so far in the overall standings race. Julian Alaphilippe, 2nd place, stage number 1, nearly got the stage win. Demare was the only man capable of going with him, and that was an impressive ride for Demare. Steep climb that topped out with 1K to go. Then it was just a drag race between Alaphilippe and Demare. Demare a bit faster in the sprints, but amongst the GC contenders, and Julian Alaphilippe has to be considered one of them, a big advantage. He's only 6 seconds behind Arnaud Demare and over a minute ahead of Alberto Contador. And with Richie Porte now over 15 minutes behind, we're going to have to reshuffle the GC favorites deck, and Alaphilippe, the top card in that deck right now. Dan Martin had a great stage number 1, hung in there, so he's still in the frame. John Izagirre looking very, very strong. Had terrible luck on stage 1 to go off the road in the crosswind battles at the worst possible moment. he was able to get back on the road. He was in the front group. So he did get caught by the chasers when he got back onto the road and was able to finish with Contador and Zakarin. So John Izagirre is still an overall contender, as is Ilnur Zakarin. Julian Alaphilippe, Dan Martin, but you can take Richie Porte out of that number. Will not be a factor in the GC standings for the rest of Paris-Nice, and it'll be very interesting to see how he handles the rest of the week's racing. Still a lot to come in Paris-Nice. Quick synopsis right there. It's been thrilling to commentate on. Paul Sherwin and I have been doing the call for NBC Sports, and you can subscribe to their gold package, I believe, and get all of the stages live on the NBC Gold. And of course, Paul and I's work, Paul and I's, my work with Paul, let's put it that way, in the evening. So thanks everybody for watching BobkeTV. A lot happening in the world of cycling, so look for the broom wagon to be a pretty scintillating edition coming up soon. Hopefully we can get to that today or tomorrow. And in the meantime, happy miles out there. Everybody be careful. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, where I try to give fair warning for my videos. And I love the comments, so please bring the comments and keep the language civilized, remember. And I appreciate everybody that's commented so far. I want to tip my cap to everybody that's left their opinions without the normal vitriol you can oftentimes find on forums, chat rooms, the Ethernet, the internet, the interwebs, whatever you want to call it, social media. Thanks everybody a lot. Click on my face to subscribe, and click on the t-shirt icon to get some merchandise. Thanks a lot, everybody.